Welcome to NGS, where we dive into my hobbies, such as playing cards. Now I have some exposition for this deck real quick that has nothing to do with this deck in particular. I have mentioned it before, I haven't really mentioned it lately, but I have not really been in the collecting playing cards culture for a minute now. That's why a lot of my decks that I show on my channel are old decks that are discontinued. I was really into it at one point and then sort of fell off because becoming an adult and adulting is not fun. But getting back into playing cards for the sake of the channel and for the sake of my addiction that I just need to satisfy, I went ahead and reorganized my playing cards and I discovered something that I completely forgot about. I knew I had decks that were unopened, but I didn't know which ones were there, like to the extent of what deck. I just knew certain ones. Here are just a few that I can show you. The Rebellion Rum deck by Ellusionist. I had a Super Bees deck by Ellusionist. Zombie deck. This one from a Loot Crate. The Tally Ho. What is this one? The Viper Tally Ho edition. And many other ones that I had that I haven't opened. And some of them I might be giving away. In a couple of videos I stated that I will be doing a monthly giveaway. This is true. They're not going to be expensive cards that I'm giving away. They're probably going to be like around the price of a bicycle deck up to $30, maybe more depending on if I get duplicates or extras along the way. But nonetheless, I'll be giving away decks that I really don't care to own. I collect duplicates, but I'm not really a big fan of duplicates since I don't really play with my decks like I used to at one point. So the ones I keep are the ones of decks that I hold dear to my heart. But apparently I bought 2 of these Billionaire Boys Club decks. I never opened this because it was a limited run by Theory11, as you can see here. They only did a certain amount and then they stopped producing them, which is why I didn't want to open them. But upon finding my stash of unopened decks, I found out I had a duplicate of this, and I am very excited to say that I have finally opened this. And let's do a showcase on it. Why not? I have it. It's open. I went through it. For those who don't know, the Billionaire Boys Club is a fashion company. They make clothes and clothing. Think Supreme, but not as, I guess, famous. But their stuff is quite costly. Not in the billion range, but it is costly. Well, Theory11 did a collaboration with them to make a limited quantity of these decks. So that being said, and with the exposition out the way, let's dive into this deck. The Billionaires Club is a very cosmonaut, astronaut-esque themed company. They have, like, here, I'll show you the website real quick. As you can see, it's about, like, astronauts and space and such. So that's going to be the theme for this deck, outer space. We have, like, a cockpit that we see here behind the person that is in the foreground. Kind of reminds me of like Star Wars, and he's wearing an astronaut suit with a giant helmet doing like the Star Trek, was that Peace and Tranquility? I don't know. I'm a Star Wars guy, not a Star Trek guy. If I completely blundered that up, feel free to yell at me in the comments. And outside of that, we see the stars of the galaxy in the background. Then we have Billionaire Boys Club written right here, and it is embossed, so it's raised and sticking out, and it is foiled along the glow of the font there. And in between that, we kind of have this like movie reel pattern bordering between the two, and the actual astronaut character is also embossed, and his glow is also foiled too. And all of this is put inside a white background border. The color of the tuck case is a very dark blue, like a navy blue, and it is matte. It is not gloss. And everything else, like what you see as probably white, is actually silver and foiled. I don't know if you can make that out. On the side, we have Billionaire Boys Club with their astronaut logo right there, and playing cards in very, very fine print. And the Theory11 logo here, and same thing with playing cards written down there as well. Why they decided to put it in 2 different places on the same side, who knows? On this side, we have the same thing, almost exactly the same thing, except in reverse. The Theory11 logos up here and their logos down here. On the top we have I don't know, wealthy something something mind no something something et. We have a globe right here with like the futuristic lines going through it, like the longitude. I don't know why I said futuristic. This has been around for ages now. The longitude and latitude lines, and then we have their logo again right here, and on the bottom we have the Theory11 tag and both of the logos by both companies. we have here on the back of the tuck case, we have the globe, and on top of the globe is that astronaut holding a sign that says wealth. Because if you have wealth, everyone knows that you're supposed to hold a giant flag in the air that says it. Why not? Easier to find out who to rob from, am I right? I'm kidding, I do not endorse criminal activity. On the bottom it says, wealth is of the heart and mind, not the pocket. And this is a statement that is probably only said by rich people. You will never hear a poor man say that. Maybe a poor man in denial, but you'll never hear me say that. I hate the saying, money doesn't buy happiness. I disagree entirely. While you are right that money does not buy happiness, the things that make me happy would be here if I had money. Money buys the things that make me happy, and I think that's the case for most people. Literally 100% of my problems would be solved with money. And we have here a golden seal that kind of reminds me of the Gears of War logo. It says Billionaire Boys Club with a die in the middle. Not a dice, it's singular, so it's a die. With a 6, a 1, and their logo, which makes no sense, because usually if you put a logo on like a dice or a die, that logo is the 1. Okay. And then we have like this futuristic upside down bar graph, these 2 circles with a line through them looking like 2 meters. We have here, it looks like a trajectory path. Then we have like a vocal waves right here. And then we have a right side up bar graph right here. And this looks like binary code. And again, the Earth. All these little lines and doohickeys are raised, so they are embossed, and everything that you see is foiled, be it gold or silver. So let's go ahead and crack into these bad boys. And underneath the flap here, we have dollar signs and diamonds made with silver foil. And it is the same in the tabs over here. Unlike pretty much every other Theory11 deck, this deck is borderless. No border. Yeah, can you believe that? I can't. But here's that die I was talking about. Maybe I could be more clear here. That would be the 1 on a dice, and then this every other number does not need a logo. So what number is this supposed to be? We'll get to this in a minute. That's its own card. So here is the back design. The inside of the tuck case that you saw becomes the back of the deck, and it is borderless, like I said earlier. So you get these pretty cool effects when you do like a fan. Like, look at that. That is pretty cool. Or if you do like a spread, look at that, beautiful. And then you can be like all fancy with it. That was terrible. That was not fancy. That was bad. Be fancy with it. And it is symmetrical, so there's no way for you to tell if it's upside down or right side up, which you wouldn't think so by looking at it, but yes, it is in fact symmetrical. So yeah, that's pretty much the back. And this is a blue background, and the diamonds and money signs are white. So now let's get to the faces. Now we have here a robot inside a ship, and you see these windows here. All of this yellow that you see in the background and in the window is metallic, so it's shiny. In the background we have here a satellite, an astronaut, a spaceship, and another astronaut. The other Joker has the astronaut looking like he's in Tron or something, doing the Star Trek love and glory sign with the club, heart, spade, and diamond shooting out of it with light emitting from the hand. We have a spaceship up here, which looks very similar to a paper airplane. And then another ship and a satellite, and there's the moon. And again, all of this gold is foiled. Here's the ace of spades. We have a flying dog. We have space inside the frame of the spade. Billionaire Boys Club written in a banner down here. 21, I'm not sure what that's a reference to. And then we have their logo, Billionaire Boys Club. I think I already said that. And we have like this gas of space flying out of the spade on both ends with, you know, the moon. And I think, what is that? What is that? Oh, their logo. We have here like 2 Saturns coming out, 2 moons of Saturn, another Saturn, another Saturn. There's another Saturn there too, and another one right there as well. And here's the font. It's kind of rounded, and I'm sure they're trying to go for like a space background look if you look into the letter. And the spade has a star coming out of the middle of it. I dig that. That's pretty cool. And the letters look kind of, I guess, futuristic, I would say. And that's the font right there. Let's go ahead and keep going. Here's something that is a little interesting. The pips are damn near as small as the indices. I'm not a fan of that. I would like the pips to be bigger for doing magic. It's easier to see big pips and remember your card that way. If I show you this card real quick and I'm like, remember your card, you're not gonna go, oh, 2 of spades, got it. You're gonna go, why are they so small? I don't, what? So I would have liked them to be bigger. And the pips have space in the background. Metallic as well, which is nice to see. And here are the court cards. The yellow that you see is actually a gold metallic ink, and it's an astronaut Jack of Spades, an astronaut Queen of Spades, an astronaut King of Spades. I think you get the theme here. And a lot of the patterns in there kind of include like stars and stars and stars. The Ace of Diamonds, it looks like all of the aces are going to be fancy. We have that same smoke space thing in the background with all the Saturns, and the diamond has that robot there with a red space background. 21 again. 21, can you do some for me? And the red of the diamonds also have space in the background. I believe all the pips will be doing that. Kind of like a little window in the card. Jack of Diamonds is also an astronaut. They're all going to be astronauts, guys, okay? So I'm not going to be saying that every time. Little Saturn right there. Getting real tired of Saturn. What's your favorite planet? Mine is Jupiter. Let me know in the comments down below. The clubs also have stars coming out of them, or inside of them, I guess I should say. Here's the Ace of Clubs, which has that astronaut wearing a tuxedo in space, which I would not recommend. You will probably have all of your oxygen pulled out through the gap between the helmet and the suit. Heart also has stars inside. Then we get to the Ace of Hearts, which has that astronaut holding like a vacuum or a gun or a telescope. I really don't know. Still nice nonetheless, especially since this came with a double backer. You don't see that often from new Theory11 decks, but it did come with a double backer. And a cut card, which has the outline of basically the expensive parts of this Billionaire Club member, which would be the suit, the top hat, and probably the cane, which looks really nice. And it's a cut card, meaning you put it at the bottom of the deck, so that way the players do not see what card is on the bottom. Let's see what they look like in a black light. Good, they don't glow. Who would have thought? What about the backs? Nope, they do not glow. Here's the tuck case. Nope. The adhesive of the sticker, or the paper of the sticker, glows a little bit, but I mean, if you cut it right, you're not gonna see that glow. I forgot to mention that on the cut card, the back actually has the Billionaire Boys Club, that die sticker seal thing on it. So I guess it's so you can tell which one's the cut card by looking at the backs. And that is the Billionaire Boys Club playing cards. If you are interested in these, you're gonna have to get them off secondary markets. It was a limited run. Maybe you'll get lucky and they'll reprint them. Who knows? Maybe a V2 will eventually be coming out. But if not, you'll have to get it off eBay or some other website. I've said it in a couple videos. I'll say it again. I am starting to do a monthly giveaway. I will leave a link down in the description below to that video so you can learn the terms and conditions for that if you want to win a free deck. So yeah, subscribe and follow, and I can't wait to see you right or back in the next video.
You're dealing with the ghost. We are spitting facts, so don't mistake it with the boast. Looking for a lethal injection, we got the dose. We are giving the chills from your head down to your toes. You're trying to touch us, but you're dealing with the ghost.